The blue controller. The engines like to rest at Tidmouth sheds after today's work. One day, James, Toby, Percy, Edward, and Gordon were at Tidmouth sheds waiting for Sir Topham Hatt to come and tell them what is for today. Just then, Vanessa steamed in. Hello, Vanessa. What's the matter? Yeah, is something wrong? You look wobbly with worry. Vanessa had an urgent message for the engines.
Sir Topham Hatt has lost his voice, so he has to be away for a while to get a new one. He wants me to decide which engine will take his place.
Edward and Gordon looked away. They had plenty of work to do. James and Percy thought one of them would be chosen. But Toby had never been in charge of Sir Topham Hatt before, so he hoped that Vanessa will ask him to do it. But he thought wrong.
Edward, I think you will take Sir Topham Hatt's place.
Me? I can't do this. I've never been in charge of Sir Topham Hatt before. I don't even know how to do it. Percy knew how Edward feels. Last time he had been in charge, he gets confused and causes Gordon, James, and Toby to do the wrong jobs. And last time Thomas was in charge, his plans to impress Sir Topham Hatt and the railway inspector led to chaos. And now it was Edward's turn to do the job.
Don't worry, Edward. You'll do well.
Poor Edward wished he won't do well. He worried about this a lot. He didn't ask Vanessa what the job is for him. Edward set off on his job for Sir Topham Hatt. He didn't know what to do. He thought in his mind. Sir Topham Hatt usually checks how his engines are doing. Maybe if I check to see how the engines are doing, maybe one of them will need my help, and someone else will do my job for Sir Topham Hatt. So Edward went to check the engines all over the island. He found Henry at Lower Tidmouth Station. Hello, Henry. What are you doing? Oh, I'm doing fine. Thanks, Edward. Would you like some help? No, thank you. I don't need help. This made Edward unhappy. He went to find other engines to check how they are and if they need help. He found Gordon talking to James. Gordon's express coaches were at the station. Hey, Gordon, how are you and James? We're fine, Edward. Do you need help with the express, Gordon? No, thank you, Edward. I don't need your help. You're in charge of Sir Topham Hatt's job. Edward asked James if he needs help, but James doesn't need help either. Edward felt unhappier. He went to find other engines to check how they are doing and see if they need help. He found Percy and Toby shunting freight cars in the yard. Hello, Percy. How are you and Toby? We're doing all right. So many freight cars to shunt. Do you two need my help? No, thank you, Edward. We don't need your help. You're in charge of Sir Topham Hatt's job. This made Edward even unhappier than before, and puffed away. At the junction, Edward found Emily pulling a freight train. Hey, Emily. That freight train looks heavy. I could have said it better myself. Who said that? I did. I'm behind Emily's tender. Oh, and you are? The name's Scruffy. I'm Edward. I'm helping Emily with the goods work. That's ridiculous! Emily, you should have me as your back engine. But even Emily doesn't need help either. And she puffed away. Edward felt upset. He wanted a different job besides doing the job for Sir Topham Hatt. But he still doesn't know what it is. Edward puffed towards Knapford Station. Then he heard a whistle. The whistle he remembered. There, pulling into Knapford Station, was a tank engine in a Star-Spangled Banner livery with the number 1 on his side tank. Edward realized that the engine with the number 1 is Thomas. Thomas has come back from the other railway. Hello, Edward. Where are all the engines? Sir Topham Hatt has brought me back to Sodor for a welcome back party for me. Edward gasped. Fizzling fireboxes! The job I was supposed to do for Sir Topham Hatt was to plan a welcome back party for Thomas. Edward felt terrible. I didn't gather the engines at Knapford Station because I was busy trying to find someone else to cover for me. And I asked the engines how they are doing and asked them if any of them need my help. Now Thomas can't feel happy that no one is whistling welcome back to him. And it's all my fault. I thought that I wanted someone else to do this job for me, but I didn't get a chance to look for anyone to help me. Now I know that being controller is a very important job. Edward pumped his pistons. Wait here, Thomas. I'll gather all the engines together at Knapford in time for your welcome back party. Edward raced away like the wind. Edward found Emily. Emily, Thomas has come back from the other railway. He's at Knapford Station right now. Please hurry there. And take Scruffy there if he's interested in parties. Yes, I am interested in parties. That's what I thought. I'm on it, Edward. Edward found Gordon at the docks. Thomas has come back from the other railway, Gordon. Please race to Knapford Station straight away. Express engine to the ready! Edward clickety-clacked this way and that, telling the engines about Thomas. Edward puffed into Knapford Station. His face was red and his firebox glowed. There you are, Edward! You're just in time! My welcome back party is almost over! Really? Yes, and there is someone else who is just in time for it too. And who would that be? Me! Sir Topham Hatt! The engines whistled with cheers. Oh, sir! I hoped that you would come back. Please let us hear your old voice. Well, that old voice of mine can't exist. So I decided to get a new voice instead. Oh, well, a new voice sounds fine with us. Thank you, Edward, for being in charge of me. You have done very well. I'm very pleased. And I'm very pleased that you found a new voice. But I sure wish that there was someone who can be controller of us and the railway. No need to worry about that, Edward, because I'm back being controller of my railway.